God, that is an annoying sound. Good start! Unga bunga fire, unga bunga fire. Having fun in the water? I think they're having a lot of fun in the water. Oh God, they died. Oh, wait a minute. I can cheese this. Yo! I forgot to turn on music because otherwise... What? I think that makes me pretty special. Oh God. Oh no, that was awful. Yeah, you can go over the edge. Oh, good Lord. I think you're glitching through reality, sir. Okay. Warp. What do you mean, World 7? Huh? Well, let's go. Get out of here, Storm. She's not the storm that's approaching this time.
Let me in the water.
Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, I drew on the wrong layer. Stars and the moons. It's I beat the game. Yay. Oh my God, that's the thing I was looking for. Get it. No, 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 no. Yeah. And I'm sorry, did you just say what lovely feet you have? Ha ha ha. Huh? Huh? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Where was the blah, blah, blah? Oh God. Ah. Do I need to repair? Oh God, I need to repair. Oh, what the? Okay. Grass jump scare. Ah! Oh God, what? The running dude. What was that? Oh, I did. What? Okay, I didn't die. Yay! Going up here. Oh! No, 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 no. Ah, dang it, it was the last wheel. Jeez! Zoom! Gnomes! You can pick them up? Oh, that's funny. Oh my God! See ya! No! Yeah! Best gamer ever! Oh God! Are you kidding me? I hate that they can fall from the sky like that. No, no, not again! That is not great. In fact, that is pitiful. Oh, you're kidding me. No! That was very bad. And that ended up being very bad. I need to catch this now. Put it to sleep. Oh. What? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I'm Ardiss, I'm Sam, and today we are doing what I call the Ardiss Game Awards. So what this is basically we are going to do a little rundown of all the games that I've played through, whether they are off stream, on stream, whether they came out this year or last year or whenever year. The point is that I played them this year, and yeah. They can be played on stream or off stream, and I am going to give some of these games awards and stuff. Hooray! So, where's the music? Why is it not playing? There we go. I think I just thought the Rosetown theme from Super Mario RPG fit for New Year's, personally. That's just me, though. So, how this is going to work is we're going to do a rundown of each of the games that I've played through this year. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. What I'm going to be I'm not muted, am I? No, I'm not muted. Welcome. I appreciate all of the highs. So how this is going to work is I'm gonna go through each of the games that I've played through this year, and I'm just gonna give my thoughts on each of them. Some will be talked about more than others. Hang on, I'm just looking for the button to get data over there to stop waving.
Where are you?
Data. There we go. Alright, so nearly an hour wait. Oh, I thought it was half an hour. Well, okay, well. So, we're just gonna get started because I am late, yes. So, let's go over the games because there is quite a bit of them. My VTuber is cool, thanks. I appreciate that. I am blocking the chat a little bit, so I am gonna get out of the way a little bit. Screen position. Let's get over here. Yeah. Alright, cool. Hopefully that's not in the way of the other chat. A little bit in the way of other... I could put myself in the normal place that I put myself in, and then just move where the games are. Apparently, I did not think this through. Alright, so, let's go over the games that I played through this year. Is the audio too loud? I feel like it's really loud, but No, I don't think it's that loud. I can turn it down a little bit, though. There we go. Embrace the illusion of time. Ah, yes, time. It's an illusion, right? It's a man-made construct, after all. So let's go over the games that I played through. So first off, the first game that I played through for this year was, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. So, basically what this was is, so the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 ended in a little bit of a cliffhanger. This was supposed to, give a little clarification into what exactly happened. So what exactly happened was, like, there was a little bit of, like, time travel shenanigans that happened, and Sora ended up going back in time in order to stop certain events from happening, but that ended up costing him his life, and well, it sort of cost him his life-ish, but, like, it was so confusing, but the gameplay itself was really solid, but it was a very interesting story itself. I don't want to go too much into it because, first of all, I can't remember all the details, but you do take control of various characters in order to jump between character to character to character, and it was confusing, but it was also really cool concept. But yeah, I really enjoyed the gameplay as well as the story, even if it was confusing at points. But that's the Kingdom Hearts series in a nutshell. So, yeah, I thought it was solid DLC. So I just really, I liked it. It was fun. So that was the first thing that I played through this year. The second thing that I ended up playing through this year... Oh, Celeste 64, right. Okay, so this was sort of a sequel-ish to Celeste, but except it's in 3D as opposed to 2D, which the first Celeste game was in. But I have been playing quite a bit of this actually in the form of Archipelago. So honestly, it's really just Celeste except in 3D environment and sort of, I don't want to say Mario 64, but like, would the correct term be like voxel? No. It's like a retro 3D look that makes it look really neat, and I like it. And the controls are, they can be a little difficult to grasp, but once you get a good grasp of them, it can be really fun to play and platform through and even speedrun a little bit. I really like this game. This is fun, and it's it being just fun to play. Low poly, yeah, that's a good term for it. It's a low poly look for it. Yeah, you're right. Low poly. So yeah, it's a really fun game, and I really enjoy it. Even if it's like, what was it, 3-4 hours long? Now the music can't be heard at all. Okay, hang on. I can fix that. I just thought first it might have been too loud. Okay, how's that? So yeah, Celeste 64 was fun playthrough, and I've been playing a lot of it in Archipelago because Archipelago has the option to shuffle the moves around, so like the moves themselves are unlockable, and it's a really fun addition to Archipelago. And now it faded out. Okay. But yeah, I really enjoyed Celeste 64, Fragments of the Mountain. It is a fun addition to Celeste, having a 3D environment to play around in. I enjoyed it. Alright, what was the third thing I played through? Right, the rest of Power Wash Simulator Shrek Special Pack. Right, yeah, I forgot that I played a bunch of these this year. Now, to be fair, a good chunk of this I played through in 2024, but I finished it off earlier this year, which I'm glad I did because it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, it's just more Power Wash Simulator, so, except in a Shrek environment, and honestly, there are a lot of like little Easter eggs and stuff that just makes it just fun to play in. I really enjoyed this. It was neat. And honestly, I think I recommend this to anyone who enjoys or already has a Power Wash Simulator and enjoys Shrek as a concept or as a franchise. It was fun. heavily recommend this to any Power Wash Simulator fans, as well as fans of Shrek, because it was fun. Far Away, Arctic Escape. Okay, so what this is it is a escape room puzzle simulator game. And I really like these kinds of games because they allow you to just go free in a room and just go through the whole thing and just play around with the room and see how you can solve the puzzles. It's just fun. This is the third entry into the Far Away series, and it was interesting. It was a nice little palette cleanser, I feel like. Minecraft is low poly, the world is made of voxels, but the entities and certain blocks are low poly models that have their size limited by their texture. True. Minecraft is fun. And I don't think Minecraft is in this list because, like, I beat that, like, what, a couple of years ago now? This list is only for games that I beat for the first time this year. That's the other thing I needed to clarify. Because I have played other games this year that I had already beaten in previous years, but they are not included in this list because I had already beaten them before. That's the other thing I forgot to clarify. Yeah, Far Away. Far Away is a puzzle escape game where you're in this Arctic environment, as opposed to the first two games where the first one is in the desert and the second one is in a jungle environment. This one is in the Arctic, and it has some really neat puzzles, I will say. It's a nice little palette cleanser because it's not too long either. I really like these puzzle escape room games, which is why I really want to get a escape room simulator at some point, because I had just learned this when playing through this one game. That's made by the same people that made the Far Away games. So I would like to get that at some point and play through them, all of those puzzles, because I like those puzzle room, escape room games. They're neat. And this was definitely a nice little palette cleanser. Alright. Banjo-Tooie. Oh man, Banjo-Tooie was awesome. I love my 3D platformer collectathons, and this this takes that concept and like maxes it out. Like, there are so many things in this game, like tons and tons of collectibles and moves and environments to explore. It's so fun. It was such a fun playthrough too. Not just a fun game, but the playthrough that I did this year. It was so fun. I really, really enjoyed this game, and I am looking forward to anything else that these devs put out, even if they're not in Rare anymore. They are part of this new company that they, or I say new, but new in air quotes, because their big game that they put out was like, what, 10 years ago ish, and they just last year put out a remake of that game, which is silly that they felt like they needed to do a remake instead of just re-releasing the game, but whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they put out in the future whenever they do a new game, because I really enjoyed Banjo-Tooie. It was fun. Not only just fun to play, but it's a really silly game. I really liked it. Alright, what was after Banjo-Tooie? Oh, I never even described the game itself. So, you are playing as a Banjo and Kazooie, a bear and bird, and you have to stop the witch Gruntilda and her sisters from destroying the, what were the islands called? Witchy Islands? I think that's what they were called. But yeah, you have to save the entire set of islands from their witchy antics. And the game was really fun. Lots of cool environments. And it was... Isle Hags, thank you. Thank you, I forgot the name of the place. We played through a lot of games this year, so excuse me if I forget details here and there. I feel like I enjoyed Banjo-Tooie more than I did Banjo-Kazooie. For, honestly, a bunch of different reasons. But I definitely enjoyed Banjo-Tooie. It was fun. And it actually plays kind of like a Metroidvania, except in 3D environment, which I'm a big fan of that. Heck yeah. Alright, now we can move on to the next game. Undefeated. Okay, this was a silly, goofy game. So what this is, it's a superhero sandbox game where you're this Superman-esque person in a black shirt and jeans, and you go around punching dudes, running through race areas, just using your various different powers to accomplish these goals. Oh yeah, there's also like a flying through rings minigame. I think there was a break the targets thing, and there are these boss battle type of... I did not have the desktop audio on. That would be why you didn't hear the music that well. I apologize for that. Scuff. Isn't Scuff fun? Okay. Yeah, Undefeated. You're this superhero person doing all of these goals within a sandbox environment. Again, this is another case where it's like this this little silly palate cleanser kind of game where I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's it's just silly is what it is. I wouldn't rate it like Game of the Year or anything, but it is not bad by any means. Palette cleanser is a nice way to put these kinds of games. Next one. Like, I just really liked it. Ghost Runner. Ooh, I really, really like this one, too. So, Ghost Runner is, you are this cyborg who is found by these people who restored you after you were taken down by this robot dictator. These people are a sort of rebellion against the machine, they're just trying to live, man, and the robot overlords are just trying to annihilate them all and have them under their rule. But man, you're a robot with a sword and a web shot. I really like the gameplay of this. It was super, super cool. Like, not only do you have the web shot and the sword, but you also have these... You have this sort of skill block thing where you have limited amount of space to put your skills into, but if you can plan it out, you can have like a lot of really cool additions to your abilities that just, it makes it really, really fun to play through. Like, there's this one power where it's like a force push where you like shove people off cliffs from a far distance, or like a sword slash that's like a huge wave of energy that you shoot out. It's just super cool. Ghost Runner was definitely a highlight of the year, even if it was relatively short. I really enjoyed the game. It was fun. My only real regret is not being able to play with the music on, because the game was very... The music was very copyright claim heavy. Like, that first stream had so many tracks claimed by the copyright system, so I had to turn them off for the second stream. And it was nonsense that I had to do that. But by the second and third streams, I had a lot of different music pieces set up, and I think it fit for the most part. That third stream, I was able to have a bunch of classical music, which was fun. But yeah, a Ghost Runner, I think it was really cool. I really liked it. It was neat. And also, it was the first game... the first multi-part stream game that I played with my superhero outfit, which was really cool. That's honestly why I chose that game in the first place to play on stream for that time, because around that time was the debut of this superhero outfit. And I really liked it. It was neat and fitting the theme. It was fun. Alright, Ghost Runner. What was after Ghost Runner? The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Surprisingly, I had never played through The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. I'd never played through the original Game Boy version either. And this is the Game Boy Color version that I played through. So, you are Link. You are shipwrecked onto this island where strange things are happening. There are monsters everywhere. There's an egg on top of a mountain. And you must wake the windfish by collecting all of the instruments from the various temples and doing all of the puzzles within those temples. I still have this problem where there are a few too many text boxes that interrupt the gameplay for my liking, but it was not as much of an issue as I thought it would be, which... Honestly, I'm glad I didn't have too many issues with that, because, like, it was a little intrusive at points, but it wasn't as intrusive as I thought it would be, which is honestly why I was avoiding the game for so long, because I had seen so many, Like, I had seen a few playthroughs where there were just text boxes after text boxes of just, you collected the acorn, blah, 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 blah. You collected the piece of power, blah, 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 blah. You collected the stone beak. It needs to go here. It needs to go there. Oh, this pot is too heavy to pick up. You need to equip the power bracelet. It was just that kind of text box nonsense. Like, if it was just a lot of story stuff, then that's fine. I love a good story, but if it's nonsense like, oh, this pot is too heavy to pick up with your bare hands, or, oh, you got an acorn, you can get defense with this, and if it's that kind of nonsense, I don't like those kinds of useless text boxes. Just show it once, and then just play the music every subsequent time. Ugh. Alright. Aside from that, though, I really liked the puzzles in this game. It was neat. There was one puzzle I remember in one of the later dungeons that I really struggled with. But, like, it was a really obscure puzzle where one of the walls you were supposed to blow up, but you weren't given any real clue that you were supposed to blow it up, aside from, like, tapping the wall with a sword and looking at the map and being like, oh, maybe there's a hole in the wall here. Tap, 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 ting, 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 tap, 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 and it was just nonsense. But aside from that, not very many of the puzzles were too bad. I really liked most of the puzzles for the game, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Link's Awakening. Oh god, dog's barking. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I need to take care of this, otherwise it's gonna be a problem later. Heck. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why he was barking. Okay. So yeah, I really liked most of the puzzles in Link's Awakening. They were neat. And all of the items you got in the game were really cool too. Especially the Rock's Feather. Rock's Feather was a real nice addition. Which also gets used in future games, I might add. So, like, heck yeah. Okay, so Link's Awakening. Yeah, that was a fun playthrough. I really liked that. I especially liked that I played it on stream. Especially because I could pull out my arm blade with this playthrough. I also did this with Ghost Runner 2. It was fun. Yo, Mystic, how's it going? And yeah, that was Link's Awakening. That was a fun playthrough. Beautiful Joe, another superhero themed game because I got my superhero outfit this year. I had fun with this. It was interesting though because it was difficult in a way that I didn't think it would be because of the scoring system. It was very silly game. I liked it, but man, there were some times when I struggled when I didn't think I would be. It was a very interesting playthrough, I will say. I can't say that I disliked it at all. In fact, it has a lot of really cool style, and it's just neat. It's just fun. Capcom knows how to make their games. How many games did I say so far? This is the 9th game that we played through this year. Or I guess that I played through this year. Not all of the games on this list are games that I played through on stream, but the vast majority of them are. And that is including DLC as well. But yeah, Beautiful Joe. I feel like this was another palate cleanser kind of game where, like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a fair bit, but I'm not sure that it was, like, a game that was the most impactful this year for me. But I did really enjoy it. It was fun. Even if it was very difficult in sections that I didn't think it would be. Alright, Beautiful Joe. Pokemon Snap. Oh man, I forgot that I had even played Pokemon Snap this year. So, previously I have never played through Pokemon Snap before, which is surprising because I love Pokemon as a franchise, but I had never played through Snap before. So what Pokemon Snap is it's an on-rails camera game where you take pictures of Pokemon doing various things. And the way that this game scores your picture taking is very odd. Simply because, like, it's just a weird scoring system, man. It's just, I don't know. You have to have Pokemon in the direct center. They have to be facing towards the camera, and you get more points if they're doing various things. But, like, sometimes Professor Oak does not rate it the way you would think, so it ends up not being as good of a picture as you think it should be. But it's still a very cool game. It's a very fun game for the time. I enjoyed it. That game was wild. You remember that Beautiful Joe one? Yup. It was neat. Again, it was a palate cleanser game. Which, like, it's a fun game, but it was not a game that I would say impacted me, personally. It's still a fun game, though. Oh, man, I should have gotten more water because, I'm gonna be chatting for quite a while here. Alright, so, that was Pokemon Snap. It was fun. It was definitely fun, but man, that scoring system was weird. And you don't even have all of the Pokemon available from the first generation in this. I think there's like, I want to say there's like 110 or so. Not the full 151. Also, Oak sometimes do fight us with photos. He expected it all to be perfect. Yup. And you're supposed to be taking photos for him because it's supposed to be like research photos, not like artsy photos or anything. Which, like, okay, fair enough. Alright, anyways, next game. Because that was Pokemon Snap. Fun, but very weird scoring system for the photos. I can't even say that the sequel that came out like years and years and years later even did the scoring system all that differently. But I enjoyed that game too. Alright, Spider-Man. The original one for the original Xbox. So, I had played through a good chunk of this game as a kid. But I don't think I ever beat it without the help of, like, siblings or neighbors or, like, in-game cheats or anything. But, like, it was a fun playthrough. It's definitely a product of the time, but I definitely enjoyed it. It was a fun playthrough. So, this game is based on the Sam Raimi trilogy of movies. The first movie, rather. You played for PS2? Nice. Yeah, the version I played was the original Xbox version, and I had a pretty good time. Pretty good time with it. We were playing this as part of an event that I called Spider May, where I hosted a full month of Spider-Man related playthrough, not even playthroughs, streams. So we did watch-alongs for the Spider-Man trilogy. We did, we played through all 3 of the Spider-Man games. We did a bunch of other stuff too. And that was a fun month. I really enjoyed it. Probably one of my more favorite themed months that I think I've done. It was just plain fun. I especially liked it because I got to express my how do I even just say this? I got to express my love of Spider-Man as a character and as a franchise, as a series, what have you. Because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, like, ever. It's just a really fun character, really fun series, really fun games. I love them. But yeah, this is based on the first Spider-Man movie, and it definitely takes some liberties where it adds a bunch of villains that were not in the movie. So it adds the Shocker, it adds Scorpion, it adds... Who else? Oh, Kraven the Hunter? Man, that was... Kraven the Hunter of all things, man. Oh, Vulture, too? Like, heck, it adds so many different villains. Despite the fact that the first movie only had Green Goblin. 2002, that Spider-Man game is that long. You didn't play it until years later? Yeah! I mean, like, I think it only took me, like, what, 2-3 streams? No, I think it only took me 2 streams to play through the entire game. Actually, I'll double check. I can pull it up. Spider. Yeah, the first game only took 2 streams to play through the entire thing. So, like, it's short, but I really enjoyed it. Even if it's very different than the sequels, because it's very stage-based. It's not an open world that you can explore. But there are things to collect within the stages. So, like, there are these spider collectibles that you can get that unlock move combos. I never ended up going back to collect all of them, but it is neat to think about going back and collecting everything. I don't know, I think I would like to do that at some point. There were a lot of different areas too, like you can, there was this sewer area where you chased Shocker, I believe? And that led from, like, what was it, a bank? A bank and a subway system that led into a sewer, and then you fought Shocker eventually. There was this subway tunnel where he shot shockwaves of blasts at you, and you had to dodge out of the way of those. I do remember that part was a little frustrating. But I got through eventually. That game was not super long, but there were some pretty frustrating points. kids being kids, you were mainly focused on swinging around and the fun beating. Yeah. Unfortunately, the first game didn't really let you swing around, like, too much, because there were a lot of... There wasn't really an exploration aspect to the game, because it was all stage-based. Which, the second game does a really good job of changing that, so it is open world based, and there's a lot of exploration. I really like both of those games. But yeah, as it's not even the first Spider-Man game, but it is based on the first Spider-Man movie. So, like, it's the first in its own little series. So, like, as it does have some first game syndrome for that. But yeah, there's a lot of different villains that you fight in the game, and I like the little additions that they do to the game to make it a bit different from the movie, so that it's... I don't know, it's just its own fun little thing. You also forgot most of it? Yeah. That would tend to happen after, like, 20 years. But yeah, it does its own thing, and it does not feel afraid to do its own thing. Oh yeah, there's also this section where you explore in Oscorp, and you have to hide in the shadows to avoid getting caught. And I do like that there is sort of a stealth system in place, but it's not really used that much, and when it is used, it penalizes you heavily. So, like, in that Oscorp section, they send, like, these big robots after you that annihilate you almost instantly, which, that part was a little annoying. And it would have been cool to be able to stealth your way through and be able to web up the guards. But you can't exactly do that from what I can remember, because they just call the guards immediately, which is a little annoying, but fair enough. But yeah, this game is not afraid of taking liberties with what happens in its story compared to the movie. Alright, and that was the first game of Spider-Man. Second one that I played through... The second game that I played through was Spider-Man 2, but I had already beaten that years ago. So, skipping over to Spider-Man 3. I will say that Spider-Man 2 was really fun. It's just inherently a fun game, but Spider-Man 3 is weird. It takes some steps forward and some steps back in some aspects. Like, in Spider-Man 2, you cannot swim at all in the water. Like, once you touch the water, you just start over back on land. And in the first game, if you can't even touch the ground. In the second game, you can touch the ground. In the third game, you can swim and touch the ground, which that's neat. But they don't really capitalize on you being able to swim all that much. Which, like, I mean, you're Spider-Man. You're supposed to be web swimming, not web swimming, not web swinging. But yeah, it's weird, because they also do that, but they also reduce the amount of, like, collectibles by a lot. Which, I mean, it's nice being, not having to, like, do all of that collecting, because there was so many collectibles in Spider-Man 2. In Spider-Man 3, though, they reduced the amount by a lot. And... I don't know, They also handle story stuff differently in all three of these games, really. Like, in Spider-Man 3, they also added, let's see, they already had, the New Goblin and Sandman and Venom storylines in the movie. But they had those on top of having, like, they have these different criminal factions. So there is the... Oh, what are their names? I don't even remember their names. I know the Apocalypse. Hang on, I'm gonna look this up now. Spider-Man 3 game. Gangs. Right, okay, so the gangs are the Arsenic Candy Gang, which is the girls that are in the Lolita Gothic fashion, and they're just crazy people. They're just crazy ladies. What are the other gangs? Oh, good lord. I'm looking. Okay, here we go. Order of the Dragon Tail, which is these martial artists who are trying to resurrect this army, this unkillable army, so that they may take over New York. And then there is the Apocalypse Gang, which is just these weirdos that are trying to just bomb New York and take it over. You didn't get the PS2 until years later when it came out. You played the games that were out mostly at the time. What? Didn't get the PS2 until years later when it came out. You played the games that were out already that time late, but enjoyed a lot of them. Yeah, honest, I personally, I didn't get the PS2 until like a few years ago myself. There are a bunch of games that on PS2 that I need to play at some point. I have the PS2 Slim. I played Spider-Man 3 on the 360 though, the Xbox 360. It was a fun playthrough, a bit glitchy. I will say, Spider-Man 3 was a lot glitchier than Spider-Man 2. There was a few glitches in Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man 3 had a lot more glitches, I will say. Holy moly. So many glitches. I can't say that they decreased my enjoyment of the game, though, because they were mostly silly glitches. The only real bad one that I had was one where I had to turn the game off because the game froze. But that might be because of the disc itself. And I had to redo a boss fight and a couple other things. But for the most part, it didn't impede my enjoyment of the game too much. Oh yeah, this game also added the Lizard, which, like, crazy. And Kingpin. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean Morbius? Morbius wasn't in this game. What? Waste Tribe. What the heck is that? They replaced the Arsenic Candy Gang from the 360, the PS3 and 360 and PSC versions. Which version of the game is Morbius in? What the heck? Hang on, now I'm going down this rabbit hole. What the heck? Spider-Man 3 Morbius. Morbius game adaptation. What the heck? Morbius was in the PS2, Wii, and PSP versions? What? Wild. Okay. Crazy. Persona games, Kingdom Hearts, and Sims. Such games and others you played were fun. Nice. Heck yeah. I've only ever played Persona 3 myself. And the Kingdom Hearts games I played on mostly PS3 and PC. They were fun. Going back to Spider-Man. I did not know that Morbius was in the PS2, Wii, and PSP versions. What the heck? That's crazy. Oh, right, they added Scorpion and Rhino to this game, too. Right. And Kingpin, dang. Oh, yeah, Kraven was in this game, man. They added so many villains in this. And they also changed the story a bit, too. And they did change the story in Spider-Man 2 as well. But, like, I played through that, like, years and years ago, so we're not talking too much about that right now. Yeah, honestly, as a whole, Spider-Man 3 was a very interesting experience. I don't know, I still feel like it took some steps backwards compared to Spider-Man 2 as a game. Still a fun game, but I don't know, something about it. Something about it I feel like Spider-Man 2 is better about. Although they did bring in a bunch of actors from the movies for Spider-Man 3 instead of using stand-in actors. Like, they actually used J.K. Simmons in this one, where they didn't use him in the first two games. Did they use James Franco? I don't know that they did. They might have. But they did use some actors from the movies in the third one that they didn't use in the first two games, which that was neat. But like it felt like a bunch of the budget went to that instead of making the game better. I don't know. Probably could have used some extra time in the oven. Oh, I did really like the web swinging sections where you had to swing Mary Jane across New York to her the locations that she wanted to go to. That was neat. Those were fun sections. They were cute. Nice little dates. Also, the freaking death for Venom in the game was way different than it was in the movie. It was way more brutal, I will say. I was shocked at how brutal it was compared to the movie. Where, like, Peter just threw a grenade at the symbiote and it blew up in the movie. But in the game, he threw him into, like, this pile of pipes and he got stabbed through like the body. Like it showed him getting stabbed all the way through and it was like, what the heck? That was so brutal. Like I was shocked. But yeah, I had fun with this. It does take a couple steps back compared to Spider-Man 2, but it's still a really fun game and I would not be opposed to completing it, like getting all of the extra collectibles and stuff. Because at its core, it's still a really fun game. Alright, and that was Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3. What's the next game? For GBA, as a kid, you played Spider-Man game for it, but forgot which Again, you played that years late also? Nice. I also played through the Spider-Man game for DS, like, years and years ago, but, like, that's a completely different game because it's like a 2D platformer where you can, you use the touchscreen to do certain action commands and stuff. It's like the web swinging and such. It was interesting. I can't say that I super recommend that version, though. Anyways, next game. Songbird Symphony. So, Songbird Symphony is... I'm gonna be honest, I think I expected more out of the game. So, what this is it's a 2D platformer rhythm game. And I don't know, I feel like there's not a lot of stakes for doing badly for the rhythm game sections, which, like, I don't know, I appreciate not having to get perfect on the rhythm game sections, but at the same time, it makes it like, well, what's even the point of doing it if there's no real stakes? And at the same time, like, those rhythm sections they can be real brutal. I thought I would like this game a little better than I did, to be honest. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game per se. It's another one of those games where it's a palate cleanser of sorts. What was that game with Owl we knew was bad? Yeah, that was this game. The owl ended up being evil and wanted to kill us, which was kind of messed up. He just wanted the power of song so we could take over the world and kill all of the songbirds, which definitely messed up. Evil bird was evil. So, I don't know, the platforming aspect of the game was fun. And the music in the rhythm sections was good music. And the parts that weren't absurdly difficult were fairly fun. But there were no stakes for doing badly for the rhythm sections, which kind of took away from the difficulty. You like the music? Yeah, the music was good. I really liked the music. It was just, what was even the point of the rhythm sections if you can't really fail? It's like, what the heck? Ah, well. Again, it was a nice palate cleanser, and the story itself was good enough. It's just the rhythm sections were both difficult, but also didn't have enough stakes for you to have to care about doing the rhythm perfectly. So, like, just another one of those palate cleanser games. Not every game can be perfect, but that doesn't mean the game wasn't fun. It's just there were better games on this list. It was targeted for kids also being why. I guess that's fair. It didn't seem like... I just didn't care enough at the end because there was no real point to getting perfect with those rhythm sections. Maybe it's a me problem. But yeah, it was fun. It was a nice palate cleanser, but I don't know that I would play it again. Donkey Kong Country, let's go. Okay, so disclosure, I had played a little bit of Donkey Kong Country, not a whole lot, maybe like the first level or two, just to get a good feel of the game. But before this year, I had never beaten Donkey Kong Country. None of the original trilogy of games. And honestly, I'm really glad that I played through all of them because they are a real good trilogy. They are definitely a highlight of this year because they were just fun. That being said, I feel like Donkey Kong Country 1 is probably the weakest entry, only because the games just get better from this. That being said, I feel like there was a lot less gimmicks, like a lot less gimmick levels in this first game. So I feel like the highs of the second game were higher, but the lows of the second game were lower than the first. It's like the first game was a real good middle ground, I feel like. The point spot keeps saying to press the everything button to throw everything at you. Oh. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I had a really good time with Donkey Kong Country. I did get 101%, which, that was great. I'm really glad I went for 101%. Even if I did have to look up a couple bonus sections. That doesn't mean that, like, I had a fun time looking for everything and collecting everything. It was a great time. Donkey Kong Country is a solid trilogy. Really liked it. Heck yeah. I'm really glad I played through them, finally. Cars. Based on, well, it's not even based on the movie. It's based on the movie, but it takes place after the movie, if that makes sense. So, like, the events of the movie had already taken place, except it both takes place, like, what am I trying to say? It's based on the movie, but it takes place after the events of the movie. So it's this interesting timeline where it could be canon to the Cars universe if you have the need to place it into the canon for whatever reason. Honestly, I had a good bit of fun with the racing mechanics and the driving mechanics of this game. It was fun. And there's a good amount of things to do in the game that is not just racing. Like, there's certain minigames you can do. There's, like, things to collect. Like, in order to get a bunch of, like, costumes and stuff, you really should be going out of your way to collect points and do all of the mini games that you can, so you can get all of the points that you need to unlock all of the stuff. And that's cool. That's nice. I liked it, especially because the driving didn't suck. It was just a fun game. I liked it. That being said, it was another one of those kind of filler games, but again, it's not a bad game by any means. I really liked it. As far as movie tie-in games go, this does a decently good job. I liked it. There was one race that I felt like it was really obnoxious, but I eventually got through it. It was just a nice, fun game. I liked it. Not really a lot to say other than that, because like it's a movie tie-in game. Like, are you expecting to get the Game Awards Game of the Year from movie tie-in games? Probably not, but you never know. It could happen. Okay, what was next? Ooh, On Guard. So, this is a swashbuckling, sword game that takes place in Spain, and it's a really fun game. I liked it. It was really short though, but there is a bunch of like bonus side stuff that you can do. Maybe not a bunch, but like there are bonus achievements to get that would unlock what does it even unlock? I can't remember. But it the mechanics were fun. I enjoyed them. Like the parrying and the the kicking and all of the other different ways to go about combat. It was fun. I liked it. I also liked it because I could use the sword again. I like the sword attachment. The arm blades are just fun. I don't know, it was just a fun game. Nice, fun, silly game. I don't know, what else do I even say about this? There were a lot of silly moments. And the characters are... The characters themselves in the game are silly and fun, and I like them. I can't say that it should have been longer, even if, like... It's a short game, but it doesn't... Because it's a short game, it doesn't overstay its welcome or anything. But it would have been neat if it was a little longer. But at the same time, it doesn't need to be super, super long. But I did definitely enjoy it. It was fun. Oh god, Super Mario Brothers 2. So this game. Super Mario Brothers 2. So this is the game that was originally Doki Doki Panic in Japan, but when it came over here, it was relabeled as Super Mario Brothers 2. And it's a really weird Mario game as a result. It's like there's no Bowser, not a single bit of Bowser. There are all of these strange characters that originate in this game, like Birdo and Ninja and like a whole slew. Oh yeah, didn't Shy Guy first appear in this game? Yeah, this was the first game that Shy Guy appeared in this game. So yeah, there was a lot of really weird characters that originated in this game. And also the movement in this game, it does not feel the tightest, but again, it was originally a completely different game, and it was on the NES, so that doesn't help it at all. Now, the version that I played was the NES version through the NSO app, but that does not help its case too much, because, I don't know, this game was just difficult in ways that I feel like it shouldn't have been. That being said, though, it was an NES game. So, like, NES games are notorious for being hard. And I cannot say it's my favorite Mario game. It's just a really weird Mario game, and I don't think I'll be going back to this version of Mario 2 ever again. If I do ever play a Mario 2, I'll probably be playing the Game Boy Advance version, because that's probably the most optimized version of the game. Plus, it has extra levels, and fun fact, I completely skipped World 6 because I went into a level warp by complete accident. Like, I did not realize that the pot that was in the beginning of, I think it was World 6-2? There's this pot that you have to get into as Luigi while you're in the alternate mushroom world flip thing that you have to go into through the door. I did not realize that pot would lead me to World 7. So, like, having that world skip was very detrimental. It was very helpful. And that game was just nonsense. Like, it was one of the strangest Mario games that I've ever played. And I've also played through Super Mario Land 1, which is also one of the strangest Mario games I've ever played. But, like, it's not... I don't know, this game is not something I don't think I'll ever play through the NES version of this game ever again. Because it was just... I don't know, at points it felt unfair. I'd be willing to play other versions of the game if the controls are tighter. But it's just not... I can't say it was completely unfun either, though, but, like... definitely not my favorite Mario game. And I did have... Full disclosure, I did have to use the restore points in NSO to be able to beat it. But it's not like I abused the heck out of it, I feel like. But I did have to use a few, and I don't like having to use the restore points. But yeah, that's Mario 2. Weird Mario game. Very, very weird Mario game. Oh, the Just To The Moon Beach episode. So, this was a sad game. Okay, all of the To The Moon games are sad in their own ways. And if you got attached to these characters, yeah, you're gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad times, just like every single game in this series. It was an interesting game, and it was a nice insight to each of the characters. And there was stuff to do other than just experience the story and walk around, just like in all of the To The Moon series games. There's definitely things to do. But the main draw is the story. And the story, it was good, but it was sad, man. Just plain sad. Oh man, maybe I should have made an award for that, because we do play some sad games sometimes, man. A full disclosure for this year's Ardiss Game Awards, it was kind of thrown together last minute. Like, I got all of these graphics done on, like, this last Saturday, or this last Sunday. So, kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now. But I was able to get everything, even with last-minute entry which we'll get into later. Okay, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna pay attention to the time because I don't want to miss the the Happy New Year. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year to it would be the East Coast that's in Happy New Year, right? Yeah. Happy New Year to the East Coast. Heck yeah. All right, that was just a To the Moon series beach episode. It was an interesting one. Really sad. But I'm glad that they were continuing the series after the previous installment. Power Wash Simulator Cruise Ship Sun Pack. Okay, so this was another Power Wash Simulator DLC. And it's just more Power Wash Simulator. I like Power Wash Simulator. It is fun. And I wanted to have more summery games that invoke that feeling of summer. And this did scratch that itch. So you're on a cruise ship, you have to clean it up. That's it. You have a power washer. I don't know what else to say other than that, because like it's just Power Wash Simulator. It's nice chill times, and you get some silly dialogue sometimes. I liked it. It was fun. Because I enjoy Power Wash Simulator. I don't know what else other than that to say, because it's just Power Wash Simulator. Like, you clean up the cruise ship, you clean up the pool, the jacuzzi, the floaty toys, the umbrellas, the chairs. You just clean off all the dirt. That's it. Yeah, I'm moving on because like it's just Power Wash Simulator. It's fun. Can't say anything more than that. I Am Fish. Another game that feels like it invokes a bit of summer. So, you are a fish, you have to escape. I did not know this, but apparently this is made by the same people as I Am Bread. Having the I Am in the title should have been a tip-off for that. So, let's see. The story goes that, so this person buys this loaf of bread. Turns out this loaf of bread is the same bread that that you play as in I Am Bread. It is sentient bread, and when they take the bread, break it apart, and feed it to the fish suddenly become sapient. They become aware of themselves and want to escape. Each of the fish has their own unique abilities. Does the goldfish have abilities? I know the other three do. And you do have to escape with all four of them. Each fish has their own set of stages until the very last level where they all join up and you have to switch between each of the fish in order to use each of their abilities to get them out. So the flying fish you can glide in the air with. The puffer fish you can puff up and roll around or just shoot off into the air from the bottom of the water. And that can create force that can do various things, honestly. And then there's the piranha, which bites things. Nom 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 nom. But yeah, each of the fish has their own set of levels until the penultimate level where they all have to escape from the aquarium. And the point of all of this is to get to the ocean. So, yeah, you do that. You just do that. You have to collect, you don't have to, but To unlock the bonus level at the very, very end, which I haven't done yet, but in order to do that, you do have to... It is a bonus level, so you don't have to, but there are these breadcrumbs that you can collect all throughout all of the levels. Collecting all of those gets you access to the bonus level, which I have not done yet, but I would like to do at some point. So, yeah, I Am Fish is a very silly game, and can honestly be a bit rage-inducing at certain points. Can be very difficult, but it's fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good deal of fun, honestly. I just enjoyed it. I think that's all I can really say about I Am Fish, because you are fish. You escape. You eat bread. You have abilities. And the goldfish is kind of the leader of the pack, I guess. So maybe that's why it doesn't really have abilities. Its ability is being the leader. Huzzah. Alright, what's the next game? Ooh, Shantae Advance Risky Revolution. So, Shantae Risky Revolution. This was one of, like, 2 games that I played off-stream. So, you are Shantae, and the belly dancing half genie of Scuttletown. Risky Boots, the rotten pirate, the pirate queen, even, invades and steals an artifact that she uses to shift all of the towns around so that she can steal from various different places in order to take over the world. Obviously, you have to stop her. There are labyrinths in each of the zones, but in order to get to these labyrinths, you have to unlock various different animal transformations. I've always liked the Shantae games that have animal transformations that you unlock. I really like Pirate's Curse, but I really enjoy the return to using the animal transformations. Now, this game was originally going to be released on the Game Boy Advance, but WayForward ended up not being able to because of not having enough funding, and by the time they had enough funding to make a Shantae game, they had, like, scrapped all of that, all of the assets. Maybe not scrapped, they put them away. They put away all of the assets from that game in order to just move all of it aside and make a different game, which ended up being, Risky's Revenge for the Nintendo DSi, and then it ended up coming to other digital stores eventually. So, like, Steam, Wii U, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox, all that. But yeah, Risky Revolution, they ended up finally being like, you know what? Why don't we take those assets that we have sitting in this folder and finish it before we end up making the new game with all new assets and stuff. And honestly, it works. It definitely works. It's granted, the Shantae games have always been kind of short-ish, even for, like, Metroidvanias, but I still really enjoyed this game. Now, most of my gameplay for Risky Revolution have been the replays. So, there are different endings that you can get, and I don't mean, like, actual endings, like, I mean, like, end screens for having different results for, finishing the game. So if you finish the game with 100% completion, but it's over a 3-hour-ish playthrough, then you get one end screen. Then you get another for under 3 hours, but you didn't get 100%. You have one for over 3 hours and not 100%. And then you have an end screen for under 3 hours and 100%. So, like, there is incentive to playing through the game multiple times just so you can get the different end screens. Granted, it's not a lot of incentive, but if you really like the game and want to get your money's worth, then there you go. And I really liked this game. It was fun. Now, was it short? Absolutely. It was... It might be the... No, I don't think it's the shortest of the series. That probably goes to... Risky's Revenge? Yeah, I think that goes to Risky's Revenge. But this is a definite, like, second, maybe third. So it was pretty short, but it was still a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Now, is it my favorite Shantae game? No, that would probably be Seven Sirens. But I definitely enjoyed it along with all of the different animal transformations, all of the additional characters. I really liked that Roddy Tops ran the shop and that there were shops opened inside of the labyrinths. That made it feel a little more streamlined. And having the different outfits that you can have, it allowed for different kinds of playthroughs, I will say. So, like, there's an outfit that you can have that boosts firepower, one that boosts the power of the lightning attack, boosts the power of the pike ball. So, like, those are all different powers. However, the different costumes that you can get to power those up, they are locked behind the deluxe edition, which I'm not sure it's completely worth it, but I still wanted to get the costume edition just so I can have a complete game instead of just, like, partially complete. But, like, I've been a fan of these Shantae games for 10 years now? Yeah, it would be 10 years now, huh? But yeah, these games are really enjoyable to me, and I'm just a big fan of them. They're just fun. In terms of placement, I feel like this might be my third or fourth favorite, maybe? There's a good bit of Shantae games out there, though. Because, let's see, there's the first one. This is technically the second, but it was released this year. Finally. And there is actually a Game Boy Advance mode. So, like, this was released on digital storefronts, but it was also released as part of limited run games, which... that's not a great thing. But if you get the limited runs version, then they will... like, if you ordered it, they will send you... the Game Boy Advance version, which you can play on an actual Game Boy Advance, which is neat. Yeah, this is technically the second game, but it only released this year. There's Risky's Revenge, Pirate's Curse, Half Genie Hero, and Seven Sirens. So there are 6 games now in this series, which I am so hopeful that there is going to be another one in the near future, within the next year or two. because I want more for this series. I really want more. They are fun games. Not only is the gameplay fun, but the characters and the story writing and the character writing and the world exploration, it's so fun, and I love a good Metroidvania. Please inject more Metroidvanias into my soul, into my being. I want them. But yeah, Shantae, Risky Revolution. Great game. I enjoyed it. Could it be a little longer? Sure, it could have been. But I feel like I got my time's worth. And it's honestly, it's a pretty fun speedrun game too, if you want to do the speedrun as well. And I really only did it for the achievements and the end screen, but it's still a fun speedrun game. So yeah, that's Risky Revolution. I enjoyed it. I'll play it on stream at some point in the future. When that will be, who knows. Kirby Superstar, man, I forgot about this one. Dang. So I had never played through Kirby Superstar. Like, there are a lot of Kirby games out there. I have not even scratched the surface, I feel like. But, yeah, Kirby Superstar was fun. I enjoyed it. So, Kirby Superstar has Spring Breeze. It has a bunch of different game modes inside of it. So, there's Spring Breeze, which is just a remake of the very first game, Kirby's Dream Land. Let's see, there's Dynablade, Revenge of Meta Knight. This is just going off of memory. Milky Ways. Was it just called Milky Ways? Hang on. Kirby Superstar. Yeah, 8 games in one. So, let's see, the main games. There's Spring Breeze, Dynablade, Gourmet Race. Oh, that's the one I was forgetting. The Great Cave Offensive, Revenge of Meta Knight, Milky Way Wishes. Oh, that's what it was called. Back you had to take care of things, Kirby. Yeah, Kirby Superstar was fun. 8 games in one. And we did play through all of the games, except for the arena. At some point, I do need to go through the arena, because the arena is just a big boss rush, which can be kind of time-consuming, especially if you're not, like, great at the bosses. Like, the arena has always been a little rough in the Kirby games because of how long they can be. But that doesn't mean that they're completely undoable. Unbeatable, even. Oh yeah, and then there's Megaton Punch and Samurai Kirby, which are just sub-games, but still. I had a good bit of fun with this game. I think my favorite part of this was the Great Cave Offensive, because it's just this big, long, winding maze where you collect treasures and use your various abilities to go through. It's like a Metroidvania, honestly, the Great Cave Offensive, specifically. The rest of the game is definitely just classic Kirby. I really enjoyed this. I think it's a cool way to have, like, different game modes all in one game. I think it's neat. I'm not sure that I can really say much more than that, because, like, it's just a fun game. It's classic Kirby. Kirby's a fun classic series. Oh yeah, and then there's Milky Way Wishes, which is the sun and moon are fighting, and it's up to Kirby to stop Nova to stop the fight. And then at the end of that, you have to fight Marks. You played the old Kirby games on the Nintendo game thing and still fun games? Oh yeah. Kirby Superstar is fun. I enjoyed it. Is it my favorite Kirby game, though? I feel like my favorite Kirby games are either Kirby's Adventure on the NES or Kirby Triple Deluxe. I still need to play a bunch of Kirby games because I'm very far behind on them. And man, there are a lot of Kirby games. And even within this game, there are a lot of games. So, like, there's 8 games in one in Kirby Superstar, which, that's neat. That's fun. I like that. What's next? I don't know. I just really enjoyed Kirby Superstar. The one thing that I didn't finish, though, was the arena because of its time consumption and its difficulty. At some point, I really want to go back and finish that, though. Yo! Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. This was a really strong year for games that I had not played yet that I had been meaning to play. Diddy's Conquest is a really fun game. It just has the unfortunate side effect, I guess, of having the middle of the game be filled with levels that I feel are gimmicky, and I don't feel like the gimmicks add like a lot. Like I wanted to play through it because I wanted to play through fun 2D platforming, and there was a lot of gimmicks like having Squitter, having wind mechanics that just get in the way, having the roller coaster sections. There was a lot of weird gimmicky stuff like that that I wasn't a huge fan of, simply because I just wanted regular platforming, or regular Donkey Kong platforming like in the first game. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it at all. Like, I feel like, I said this before, but I feel like Donkey Kong Country 2 has higher highs than Donkey Kong Country 1, but lower lows. Simply because of the gimmick levels. But the classic platforming section stuff, that was awesome. I really liked this game because of that. And honestly, I'm really glad I played through all 3 Donkey Kong Country games this year, because those have been on my gaming bucket list for a long time. They are just real fun games. I'm not sure that I can say much more than that, because, like, they're fun games. They have awesome music. Like, this game specifically has one of my favorite tracks in all of Donkey Kong. Let me see if I can find it quick. Maybe spell Donkey Kong right. Hello? It would be labeled as under Donkey Kong Country 2. Yeah, this one. Like, this, straight up, this is one of my favorite tracks in all of Donkey Kong Country. Like, this is peak. This is right here. Jib Jig, fantastic track. Whenever I think of Donkey Kong Country music that is real top tier, this is it. Man, so good. Also, having the addition of Dixie Kong, that elevates the gameplay even higher because there's new character, like, there's new ways to play because of the new character and how they play. And where do you use the hover? Do you use it here? Do you hover over the pit? Do you do this, that, the other thing? And they have the collectibles that that the first game didn't really have. Like, there's collectible coins in this game where the first game only really had completion tied to finding the bonus. You didn't even have to finish the bonus game. But having the collectible items incentivizes you to actually finish the minigame, which, that's cool. I like that. Heck yeah. I like collecting stuff. And that just makes it easier to have something tangible to work towards. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, really, really solid game. I liked it. I'm gonna go back to Rosetown, though. Simply because that's the one that I wanted to have for this. Alright. And yeah, that's Donkey Kong Country 2. That was really solid game. Really, really solid. Excellent game. Expedition 33. My god, this was one heck of a game. Holy moly. So, it has incredible story, battle mechanics that just blew me away. It was an incredible soundtrack, incredible acting, incredible voice acting, incredible just world traversal. It was just really fun to just explore the land, whether it was inside a dungeon or on the main overworld. Just, whew, so good. This game was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I do have to say one thing, though. There was a little bit of a debacle about this game the last few weeks. Apparently, this game had one asset that was a placeholder for a certain asset for yeah, there was an asset in this game. Just from what I can tell, there was only one asset in this game that was a placeholder that they quickly changed, and they were really transparent about it. Apparently, that one asset was made with AI, generative AI. I do not like that. That sucks. But it was one asset that they replaced with human-made art. I am very glad that they were transparent about it, that they didn't try to hide anything, that they quickly replaced it with human-made assets. I hate that they had to use AI in the first place, but because none of the rest of the game used AI, and because they quickly replaced it with human-made assets, and because they were so transparent with that, I'm willing to give them a little bit of leeway with that. You still have some games to beat with that membership. Good games, even if classic. Yeah. NSO was fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Expedition 33, because it is so incredible in so many ways, and because of them being so transparent and replacing that one AI asset placeholder with actual human-made stuff, I'm willing to give them that one pass, because Because while I am very, very much against generative AI, it was one placeholder asset that just didn't get replaced before launch. But they ended up replacing it like months and months and months and months ago before anyone had even noticed. It was just it was only brought up after they won a bunch of game awards that people had a problem with it. So like, I don't feel like people are like, I feel much better about the situation because of all of the circumstances. But I still I still hate that they use that, but I'm giving them leeway because of all of the circumstances. Anyways, let's get back to the game at hand, though, because it is such an incredible game aside from that one issue. So, the story is amazing. The gameplay is absolutely enchanting, I will say. The voice acting, the characterization, the actual everything with the story and the characters, fantastic. Loved every bit of it. There was also some good comedy in here too. Like, it was so great. I loved it. This was an amazing game that will probably only come out every, like, once every, like, 5 years, maybe even a decade, this kind of a game. Because, like, this was made with passion, with absolute love for JRPGs and just classic games in general. I have very little negative things to say about it because of how much it has done. Like, it is definitely one of my top tier games from this year, as you will see with the awards later on. Just absolutely flawless. Well, almost flawless, we'll say. Fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it, especially because it was like, what, $50? Pretty sure it's $50 on launch. And after it won Game of the Year at the Game Awards, they released some heckin' DLC with another dungeon, which is like crazy. Like, I'm just looking up. Oh man, it's $40 on sale right now. Heck, highly recommend this game. Like, there's a reason why it won so many awards at the Game Awards. If a game is that good, then yeah, just let it win as many awards as it can, because it's that good. Like, holy moly. Expedition 33. Solid game. Solid game. Like, holy moly, is it fantastic. Love it. I recommend it to anyone who is interested in turn-based RPGs because it is so amazing. Love it. Next game. Like, before we move on, did I even talk about the music? Because the music, holy heck, so freaking good. Like, just everything about this is just so amazing. I just love it, man. Love it. Okay, next game. Next game. Boxes, Lost Fragments. Okay, so this is another puzzle game. Kind of a puzzle escape game. except you're not really, like, stuck in a room or anything, but you have to fiddle around with these boxes in order to figure out all of the different puzzles involved with each of the boxes. It's a nice little palate cleanser, I guess. Especially after Expedition 33. Holy moly, I needed a palate cleanser after that because it was rich. Rich in flavor. It was nice and chill, and you just go through doing these little box puzzles. I liked it. It was enjoyable. Can I say it's Game of the Year? Probably not, no. But a nice little palate cleanser. Definitely enjoy doing puzzles. This reminds me of a puzzle. And I love fiddling around with things where you just turn around and like, oh, this kind of thing, you can just turn this here and flip this here. It's just move this to the side. Oh, look at that. It's a key that you put into this lock. And oh, look at that. You have another thing that you can put on the other side of the box. It was nice. It was fun. I like this. Nice little palate cleanser puzzle game. Liked it. It was fun. Alright, next game. Dredge! Yo! Dredge was a lot of fun. So, what Dredge is it's a horror game where you're dredging up fish as well as materials so you can upgrade your boat and treasures that you can sell and that you can use to upgrade your boat even further. It was a very interesting game. Definitely really highly rated. I liked it. So, the horror game aspect comes from going out at night as well as avoiding these monster fish. You do not want to be going out too late at night, because going out at night, it drains your sanity, and when your sanity is too low, you start to see ghosts and monsters of all kinds. That Reaper still was sus. The Reaper. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what you mean. I'm assuming that you mean in Dredge. But I don't... Oh, wait, you mean the guy in the cloak. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that guy was sus. So, backstory to that is that there are these cloaked dudes all throughout the lake where you can bring them various fish that they want, and when you give them the fish that they want, they'll just eat it right in front of you and then give you upgrades to your ship. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're a creepy cult dude, huh? And yeah, this game was really interesting and creepy, but not, like, there weren't any real, like, jump scares. There were moments where I did get scared because of things that were chasing me, but there was hardly anything that was like boo. So like I appreciated that. You ripped them up and ate them, so yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed this as both a fishing game and as a horror game that does not like jump scare you too much. I thought this game was fun. Definitely one of the better horror games that I've played, simply because it doesn't play around with trying to do cheap jump scares. And instead, it's just atmospheric horror. I appreciate the atmospheric horror much better. Much more. And there are also like different plot threads that like are very interesting too. I don't want to spoil it either, because, like, I feel like that this is a game that's good enough and short enough that you definitely should play it through it on your own. So I'm going to move this over here. Is that good? Maybe a little more this way. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Dredge. I really enjoyed this game. It was fun. Definitely one of my highlights of the year, I feel like, because of all of the different aspects to the game. Oh, and the fishing minigame it wasn't too bad. Like, there were different kinds of fish, and depending on the species of the fish, you would have different ways to fish up the fish. And I thought that was neat. And there's a lot of different ways that you can, like, min-max your money and your upgrades for your ship as well, which I thought was really cool. I thought it was neat being able to upgrade your ship in so many different ways. Dredge was a fun game. Alright, next game. Batman Arkham Asylum. Disclosure, I had played through Arkham Asylum before, but it had been like years and years and years and years ago, so I did not remember what exactly happened. So I counted this as a fresh playthrough. Plus, I had not played through it on Steam. So I gave myself that pass to be like, yeah, I played through this year. So, Batman Arkham Asylum, it is so fun. I really enjoy the Batman Arkham games. Now, is it open world like the other ones? No, but it's more like, kind of like a Metroidvania in a sense. So, you're Batman. Joker has taken over Arkham Asylum. And you have to figure out what his plan is and get him the heck out. You are going through a bunch of Batman's rogues gallery. And through the plot of the game, you're figuring out that Joker has taken Bane's venom formula and is going to infect all of the prisoners and make it really hard for you to get through. And it's just a really fun Batman game. Really, really fun superhero game as well. Like, I very, very much enjoy this game. It is fun. And I even got all of the collectibles for the game too, which that was great. That was awesome. Heck yeah. I can't really think of anything that probably would have elevated my appreciation for the game, I guess. But it was definitely a fun game. It was a really fun game. I liked it. Yeah, I played this back in October as part of Halloween. I even had some outfits. Do I have those outfits still? I mean, like, I still have the outfits, but I don't know if I added them to the stream deck. I do! Oh, okay, hang on. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Did that do it? Yeah. Okay, hang on. Jason Todd. I like this outfit. This outfit is fun. Granted, this is just a 2D asset. but it's still a lot of fun to play with some of these assets and stuff. Get rid of it? Yep, okay. Hello? And then I also have Nightwing. This is also a really fun outfit to have. I like it. Apparently, the model maker, or not the model, the person who made the assets for these, also came out with a Batman one, which I kind of want to get. I kind of really want to get it for the next Batman playthrough. I do, which will happen eventually. Anyways. Game. There we go. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Batman Arkham Asylum, and I'm looking forward to playing more of the Batman Arkham games because they're really fun. At some point I will play more of them. I don't know when that will be, but it will be eventually. Alright, and that was Arkham Asylum. It was fun. The gameplay, the story, all of the mechanics, heckin' awesome. There's a reason why this series has been has had so many entries to it. And it had Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as Joker, which freaking awesome casting. Holy heck. It's a shame that we'll never get that casting again. Like, they have played those roles in all of the Arkham games, I'm pretty sure. But if any new Batman games come out, then unfortunately we'll never have that casting again, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Alright, next one. Helltaker. Okay, so this was a nice little one-off puzzle game. So, you're this dude. You're trying to pick up hot babes in hell. That's the whole plot. So you have to go through... Each of these rooms has a puzzle that you have to go through, where you have a set amount of steps that you can take before you're obliterated, essentially. And, It was fun. It was a nice little palate cleanser after Batman and Dredge and Expedition 33. It was difficult at times, though, especially the bonus extra chapter stuff. At some point I need to do the extra bonus stuff that I never did, but well. It was silly. The characters and dialogue was silly. The puzzles made you really, really think about how to play the game. And it was... The game is free. The game's free on Steam. So, have at it. Buckshot Roulette. Oh, jeez. Okay. So this is another short game. So, it's Russian roulette, but you have a shotgun. That's the whole premise. So you're fighting against this dude, and every couple rounds, like there are blank shots and there are actual shots. If you shoot yourself with a blank, then you get to fire again. If you shoot them with a blank, then they take their your gun, or the gun, I guess. There's also various different items you can use to enhance the gameplay, enhance your odds. So, like, there's a magnifying glass to see which one is in the chamber, which one you can use an item to steal one of their items, your opponent's items. Let's see. There's also items that you can... there's a saw that you can saw off the shotgun to do double damage, which is, like, ridiculous. That was a more wild game, and that guy from Buckshot was sus also. Yeah, I mean, like... It's an underground shooting game where you fire at each other and hope that you don't die. That's the whole premise. But yeah, Russian roulette with a shotgun is basically the best description that you're going to get out of this game. And it was fun. I feel like it's more so made for against multiplayer, like against actual people. But it was a fun little one-off game against an NPC. But it's the fun of it definitely comes more from playing against real people. But it's still fun solo. Nice, short little one-off game. Alright, next up. We're in the final 7. Or final 8? Yeah, it would be final 8. Okay. Power Wash Simulator Halloween Seasonal. It's more Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, it was made for fun with friends. Yup. It's just more Power Wash Simulator, but with Halloween. So really, it's just Power Wash Simulator. Like, you have to go to this witch's house to clean up her yard after this other family of witches has vandalized her house with dirt and eggs. It's just a nice chill time in Halloween setting. I liked it. It was fun. But most of the fun just comes from it being Power Wash Simulator. I believe this came out in 2024, though. So, I don't think anything came from this year for this game for Halloween. Mostly because the new game, Power Wash Simulator 2, came out somewhat recently. So they've not been doing new updates for this game. But I still enjoy it. It was fun. Nice, casual Power Wash Simulator fun. I don't think I can add any more to that than that. Simple as simple does. Pumpkin Jack. Ooh, that was a fun game. So, you play as Pumpkin Jack, this Satan's champion, because this wizard is trying to stop the devil from taking over the world. You are the champion of the devil in order to take over the world. Honestly, the whole premise is just kill the wizard. And it's a nice, fun platforming adventure, 3D platforming. And a lot of enjoyment that I got from it was seeing the interesting ways that they incorporated the classical music. Otherwise, it's basically 3D platforming with some fun weapons. Like, I believe one of them is a gun, a gun with infinite ammo. One of them is a scythe. One of them is a magic sword. I feel like there were more weapons than that, but I cannot remember all of them. But yeah, eventually you get a gun, and it is powerful. I like this game because it was funny and silly, and the gameplay was not bad by any means. And it was definitely very, very fitting for the Halloween season, so I am glad I played through this on Halloween night. Very, 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 very fitting for Halloween. I liked it. I still feel like I should have split it up into 2 streams instead of tackling it all on Halloween night, but I didn't know it was going to be that long. I thought it was going to be a little shorter than that. But, oh well. It was still fun. The use of the classical music that they had in the game was silly and fun. And hearing the Halloween variations of those songs, it was cool. It was fun. I liked it. Alright, now we're into the final 6. Ooh, Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk was fun. So, Coffee Talk is a visual novel where you're this barista, owner of the... I'm forgetting the name of the cafe. If there was even a name for it, but you are the owner of this cafe in this world of monsters and demons and all kinds of magical creatures. It plays fairly similar to Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action, where most of the gameplay is coming from serving coffee instead of serving alcohol. And different story beats happen depending on if you serve them specific coffees or if you serve them exactly what they ask, or if you serve them the wrong drink too. I really enjoyed Coffee Talk. I feel like I still enjoyed Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action a lot more. Like, that game was one of my favorite visual novels I've ever played. This one, it was still really good and still hit similar vibes in terms of, hey, this is tackling real-world problems that would probably happen if this was in the real world and such. And Valhalla was really ahead of its time with its subject matter. I have to say, it was crazy. But Coffee Talk was fun too. In its own right, I still really enjoyed it. I just feel like I enjoyed Valhalla a bit more, though. I enjoyed it enough to get 100% on all of the achievements, so I think that says something. Actually, what was the playtime comparing the 2 games? Should be in visual novel. Okay, Valhalla, I had 38.3 hours on it. And for Coffee Talk, I had 8.3. So, yeah, bit of a difference. But yeah, I still enjoyed both games. I just feel like I enjoyed Valhalla a bit more. And yeah, Coffee Talk takes place, like, on a modern-day Earth-like place, except it has monsters and mythical creatures and stuff. So, like, that was neat to see. And you can also make art on the coffee, which I think is fun. At least as long as it's depending on what kind of drink that you make. But you can still make coffee art, which is fun. I like that. So yeah, I enjoyed Coffee Talk a good bit. It was fun. Hylix. Oh, good lord, Hylix. So Hylix is a... How do I even describe it? It's a trip. It's a drug trip, essentially. It's... So you know how Earthbound is already really trippy? This is way more trippy than that. This is like 10 times as trippy as Earthbound is. And it plays kind of similar to that in terms of like gameplay. But it's just really weird and really surreal and really trippy. And really silly. I liked it, but I was really weirded out at the same time. I constantly was like, what is happening? What is going on? I am so confused. What is this? It's art. I can't definitively say that it's perfect art, but it's art. Also, I meant to have this on the entire time. Whoops. But yeah, Hylix, it was interesting. In a word, it was interesting. That's a good word for it. Very trippy. Very, very trippy. Alright, next game. Yo, one of my favorite games of the year. Pokemon Legends EA. I loved this game. I know that there is a lot of... Yo, S'mores, how's it going? We are doing a review of all of the games that I've been going throughout this whole year. And we are now on Pokemon Legends EA. I really, really like this game. It was a lot of fun. Going through Lumiose, catching different Pokemon. Almost at 1K? Yeah! Yeah, we are. This was one of my favorite games that I played this year because it was just straight up fun Pokemon gameplay. And I just like catching Pokemon, man. It was just a lot of fun. Not only was the catching fun, but the battle mechanics were also fun. Like, having a different way to go about Pokemon was really refreshing. And being able to have all of the location focused on one city allowed the game to feel alive within one city, and it also felt like it wasn't too spread out where there was nothing happening. It always feels like there was something happening, some life in the city. It's so good. I love this game. So fun. I know there's like freaking controversy stuff, but like at this point with Pokemon, there's always going to be controversy stuff. I heavily enjoyed this game. It was a blast. That being said, it was not the easiest game in the world either. Especially with the fact that I was constantly cycling out Pokemon throughout the team. Like, I was not sticking with just 6 Pokemon, which that definitely upped the difficulty. Holy moly, it was so fun. So fun playing through Legends EA. Lots of new Mega Evolutions, lots of old faces, lots of new faces. It was just so good. And I got to use some of my favorite Pokemon ever in this game. Especially with the DLC. So, like, oh my god, it might be one of my favorite lineups of Pokemon in one game ever. So good. Holy heck. Alright, but yeah, not only that, but like, the city felt so alive in different aspects too. Like, there's always NPCs always about, like, talking about different things. A bunch of them have Pokemon with them. each section of the city has different instruments to make it feel more dynamic, so you're not hearing the exact same song the entire game. It's just, it feels so alive, man. It's just, I really like this game. Not only that, but the story was solid, the characters were excellent. Ugh. It just makes me annoyed that people just see this game and are like, ugh, low effort trash, when no, you haven't even played the game to even know that it is. Like, what are you even talking about? Holy heck. Just because of a couple windows. Oh, look at that, windows that aren't, like, 3D. Oh no, the whole game sucks automatically because of that. Man, screw off with that mindset. Where's your whimsy with the rest of the game? Heck, just have fun. Stop focusing on windows and trees. Anyways, I really liked Pokemon Legends ZA. One of my favorite games that I played this year. I do say one of them, though, because there are plenty of games that I played this year that I loved. Alright, after Legends EA, Costume Quest, Grubbins on Ice. This is DLC that for a game that I played years ago. Wait, years ago? No, it was a year ago. Hold your horses. So, the main game for Costume Quest, I played in October 2024, and you're these kids going trick-or-treating where your sister gets kidnapped and you have to use your costumes, your different costumes that you collect in battle, and they have all kinds of different effects and stuff. In the DLC, instead of your sister getting kidnapped, or your brother, depending on which character you selected, instead of your sister, it's your other friend that you had teamed up with previously. And you get a few new costumes, as well as you get to keep all of your previous costumes that you already had. And you have to go through this demon world, eventually getting up to the ice area, which is why I played it in December in the first place, because ice and snow. But yeah, it's a turn-based RPG where you use your costumes to use various different abilities to take down these monsters and save the day, essentially. It's more filler. I'll be honest. It's just a little more filler. It's not bad filler by any means. It doesn't hit the same highs as a bunch of the other games that I played through this year. That doesn't mean it's bad. I did have a bit of fun with it. It was a one-stream game, but it was short. It was silly. And I liked it. It was a nice palate cleanser again. What? A few palate cleansers this year, but there was also a lot of peak games. Like heck, this next one is going to be a peak game because it is Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This is my favorite Donkey Kong game out of the original trilogy. It is so solid. Favorite game out of the trilogy, out of the original trilogy. I had a lot of fun with this. I especially had a lot of fun with this playing in December, playing with the Merry mode cheat code on. because that Merry Mode, all it does is it changes all of the bonus games into Christmas winter themed bonus games instead. So instead of bananas and stars, it's ornaments and presents that you collect. And I had a lot of fun playing through this. It was so freaking fun. It was not as gimmicky as Donkey Kong Country 2, I feel like. And it was just solid fun. I can't describe how, like, how do I even get across that it was just plain fun. I had a very enjoyable time with this game, and I highly recommend this game to anyone who likes 2D platformers. I recommend the whole trilogy. Heck, it was just fun. It was just plain fun. I just can't recommend it enough. Like, if you have access to the Nintendo Switch Online apps, please play through this trilogy if you haven't, because they're so good. All three of them are really solid games. And, I believe... Oh, wait, no, hang on. Don't get ahead of yourself, because there's still one more. One game that we actually finished yesterday was the DLC for Pokemon Legends EA, Mega Dimension. I won't get into story stuff because that's still really fresh as spoiler stuff. But I don't feel like the story stuff hit as well as the main game, but it was still fun. It was still good character and story stuff. And being able to collect all of the different Pokemon that are in these Mega Dimensions, they were really cool. Like, I'm still missing Pokemon from some of these hyper dimensions, and I played this DLC a lot. So, like, that's a lot of extra content. Plus, it adds freaking, like, 100 extra missions, extra side quests. Like, I feel like it's 100 side quests that it adds, which is insane. And it adds a lot of extra story stuff. It adds a little cooking crafting system in order to be able to traverse these mega dimensions in order to collect the Pokemon and items in order to make even more donuts to explore these dimensions. Like, I feel like it's a good gameplay loop. My only real problem is having that dang time limit for these mega dimensions. But I kind of get it now having played through the entire DLC. Because once you get enough donuts in order to collect a lot of items so you can get more donuts, you're going to be getting a lot of items in order to increase your time limit. So, like, you just need to go into there, get really good high quality stuff in order to make more donuts, so you can go into higher level stuff, get even better stuff. And I feel like it's a good gameplay loop. Even if I don't like the time limit, the time limit as at its worst is definitely against the boss Pokemon. Like, that's where that's where the time limit is just not fun. But everywhere else, it's not that big of an issue. So, I don't know. But I really enjoyed Mega Dimension. I especially loved all of the new Pokemon that got Mega Evolutions, because it does add a good chunk of new Mega Evolutions, as well as a ton, and I mean a metric ton of new clothing, too. Like, it's just super solid DLC, I feel like. And, I do enjoy the story. It doesn't hit as hard as the story did in the main game. But it was still a pretty good story, I will say. Definitely a few surprising plot twists. Just a few of them. But it was still fun. And I still need to do some post-credit stuff, because a whole lot of stuff opens up after the credits. But we got credits in the game, so I'm counting it here. So, yeah, that's all of the games. Because if I push this, it just loops back to Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. We started the year with DLC, and then we ended the year with DLC. Oh, that's funny. Little bit of a bookend situation, I guess. And here I was thinking that we wouldn't be finishing this year. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, that's all of the games. But now we have the nominations for the awards. Do I have any good music for this? That could work. Yeah, okay, that could work. Alright. So, that's all of the games, but let's get onto the awards. Oh. Of course, I'm behind it. Okay, hang on. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So we have... Let's see. We have 15 awards to give out for each of these games. Now, not all of the games were nominated for different things, but we do have a lot of games here. Now, as you might expect, one game definitely swept a few categories, but rest assured they did not sweep every category, because they do not fit in every single game. Where do I put myself? Here, maybe? Maybe I shrink myself. Maybe that'll work? I might have to move myself at some point. Alright, so, let's see, the categories are as follows. We have Best Story, Best 2D Action, Best Action, Most Difficult Game, Best First Person, Best Online Game, Best OST, Most Rewarding End, Short But Sweet, Silly Billy, Spooks and Scares, Best Stream Game, Makes You Think, Bloody and Violent, and Game of the Year. Alright, so, starting with the Best Story award. This is tough. Between all of these games, like, it's really difficult to choose just one. Because, like, I loved all of these stories. Like, they were so good. But one definitely stands above all of the rest. Because, like, Holy moly. I want to talk about this more when I announce the game. The category, the game that wins this category is, as expected, Expedition 30. Actually, I'll list out which games are listed here. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, Ghost Runner, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX, Just a To the Moon series beach episode, Expedition 33, Boxes: Lost Fragments, Dredge, Batman: Arkham Asylum, Coffee Talk, Pokemon Legends ZA, and Mega Dimension. I'm including them as separate categories. Now, the one that wins Best Story is Expedition 33. Now, the reason why is because, like, the story is just so peak. It's so good. It's the kind of story that I would expect in a Xenoblade Chronicles game. In fact, it hits a lot of very similar story beats that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has, as well as, from what I've heard, Xenogears. And that is because it does take a lot of inspiration from JRPGs. So, like, that would be why. Because they were inspired by those classic games. But, like, it's just so peak. If you have not experienced the story of Expedition 33, please do. Please do. It's just so good. Holy moly. And I played that on stream. I played the entire game on stream. And it was just nutty. Crazy good. Holy heck. So many twists and turns and just... ugh, so good. Alright. Next category is... Best 2D Action. The category for this is separated off from Best Action Game overall, simply because I feel like 2D games are in a league of their own. Like, I don't think you should be classifying action and 2D platformer in the same category, I feel like. Unless they're just really similar. But the games in this category are The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX, Songbird Symphony, Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario Bros. 2, Shantae Advance Risky Revolution, Kirby Superstar, Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest, Helltaker, Coffee Talk, because it does use 2D art, and wait, where is it? Okay, and Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. Now, the game that wins Best 2D... Oh, wait. Why is Coffee Talk here? That's not an action game. Wait a minute. Doesn't matter because it didn't win. But the best 2D action game is Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. I had an amazing time playing through this game. It's just peak. It's my favorite 2D platformer that I have played this year. And that's saying that with a Shantae game, one of my favorite series in this category. So, like, it's just so good. So good. If I had not played the Donkey Kong Country games this year, it probably would have gone to Shantae. Either that or Link's Awakening. Because, like, it's a Zelda game. But it probably would have gone to Shantae if not Donkey Kong Country games. I almost categorized all of the DKC games into one for these categories, but like, I don't know, I feel like they should be categorized as separate games because they are separate games and they play completely different in certain points. But I definitely had the best time with DKC 3 out of the original trilogy. So, yeah. That is my reasoning for that. All right. Next category is, of course, best action game overall. Let me move myself to the other corner now. Here should be good. Maybe I can move iTunes. There you are. Maybe you can go over there. All right. So, best action game. This would be more like of the 3D variety. So, the games that are in this category are as follows. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. Celeste 64 Fragments of the Mountain. Banjo-Tooie. Undefeated. Ghost Runner. Beautiful Joe. Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 3. On Guard. Expedition 33. Dredge. Batman Arkham Asylum. Pumpkin Jack. Pokemon Legends ZA. And Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension. Man, this is also a really difficult one. There are two that it's between. Now, I enjoyed both of these games immensely. However, it's really difficult to choose this because both of these games really, really, really were awesome. But I think in my heart of hearts, I know exactly where it needs to go. Yeah, I think I know exactly where it needs to go. Alright. So, the game winner that wins Best Action Game is Expedition 33. It, to be fair, while it is a turn-based RPG, it definitely has a lot of aspects that are action games. It is not strictly 2D turn-based RPG game. No, it's a 3D game with action aspects in battle, such as shooting the enemy, there's parrying, there's dodging. So while it is a turn-based RPG, there's still a lot of elements of action games, so I am categorizing it as an action game, and it has such amazing action elements that it's so peak. It's so incredibly peak. It's so good. Alright. That out of the way. Aside from that, like, Banjo-Tooie was the other one that was considered. Because it was such a blast, man. If I had not played through Expedition 33 this year, Banjo-Tooie probably would have taken the award. Either that or Pokemon Legends EA. Because, like, all three of those are freaking awesome. All of them have such good action. It's just, it's awesome. All three of them were excellent. I can't. It's, this year had so many incredible games that I played. Like, just going by games that I played this year. So many great games. It's hard to choose. Alright, next nominations are for most difficult game. Ooh. Now, you'll notice that Expedition is not here. I think part of that is I forgot to add it because it was really difficult. However, there are games that were more difficult. Alright. So, the nominations in this category are Ghost Runner, Beautiful Joe, Spider-Man 1, Super Mario Bros. 2, I Am Fish, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, Dredge, Helltaker, Hylix, Pokemon Legends ZA because it was difficult, and Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension. The one game that I struggled with the most on this list, the thing is, most of these I had very difficult problems with, which is why they're on this list. Part of me wants to say Mega Dimension, but the only really bad part of that I struggled with was the Tatsugiri fight. Like, that was the most difficult part of that DLC. I eventually got through it, but, like, man, was it difficult. But that part was the most difficult part of the DLC, and I didn't really struggle that much before or after. Like, there were a couple parts, sure, but, like, not that much. So I'm more willing to say that... there's a head scratcher. I'm literally scratching my head. There are two games that I'm thinking of. And that would be I Am Fish or Helltaker. Now, one of these games, I struggled with for like an hour in like one section and like a couple parts here and there. The other one, I didn't have that much trouble like in one section, but overall I had a really difficult time. And that would be I Am Fish. I Am Fish was consistently difficult, which is what I'm looking for. Consistent difficulty was all throughout I Am Fish, and it was ridiculous how difficult that game was at certain points. Like, it was consistently difficult because of the controls. It was just ridiculous. So I think I'm gonna give the award to I Am Fish. Alright, so next category, rather, is Best First Person. Now, this does not mean Best First Person Shooter, because, well, I didn't play any First Person Shooters this year. Unless you want to count Archipelago, where I played Doom, but, like, no. No. So, the games in this category are Power Wash Simulator, Shrek Special Pack, Far Away Arctic Escape, Ghost Runner, Power Wash Simulator, Cruise Ship Sun Pack, Boxes, Lost Fragments, Buckshot Roulette, and Power Wash Simulator Halloween Seasonal. Now, I almost did the Power Wash Simulator winter DLC. Because, like, there's a few of those different winter-based DLCs. Oh, whoops. But I was already gonna be playing through Grubbins on Ice, the Costume Quest DLC. And I didn't want to have two DLCs like that. Like it was already gonna be really close between finishing Donkey Kong Country and Pokemon. So I didn't want to add too much extra to my plate. So I ended up not doing that that DLC, the Power Wash DLC. Between all of these, though, I'm pretty sure I know in my heart of hearts what's best. The winner of Best First-Person Game is Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner was so much fun. So many really cool platforming and combat mechanics. It was just a blast. Plus, the story was pretty good, too. Even if it was a little predictable at the end, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. It was a great time. Alright, next category. Best online game. Now, this does not mean... This mainly means, in fact, it definitely means, games that are primarily played online that don't really have a definitive end. So, this year, I played Marvel Rivals, F-Zero 99, lots of Archipelago. Granted, a bunch of that was off-stream, but still. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Minecraft Bed Wars. That was that Bed Wars event that I did back in March? Yeah, that was March. That was like March 2nd. Sea of Thieves, Splatoon 3, Splatoween, ooh, and Lethal Company. I do want to talk about Archipelago because I was playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts 1 in Archipelago. Because of the way they changed Kingdom Hearts in that Archipelago, I don't think I'll be playing it ever again, but the period that I was playing Kingdom Hearts in Archipelago, that was awesome. That was fun. As well as A Short Hike, Doom, Yacht Dice, and Celeste 64. Like, those are awesome additions to Archipelago. And I had a great time with all of those. In fact, I had a great time with all of these games. Like, dang. Oh, dang. Actually, this is going to be difficult because, like, I really enjoyed all of these games. I think I have it in between 3, maybe 2. Yeah, you know what? I think I have it down to 2. As much fun as I had with Marvel Rivals, I'm still really bad with it, and I don't play it consistently enough to get good at it. Plus, the people who have gotten really good have kind of taken over the entire game and made it difficult to get into it. But it is a really fun game if you can get the mechanics down and if you're able to play well. It's a really solid game. But because I was not able to play it consistently and because the competitive players just completely took over the entire game and made it difficult to get good at the game, I don't think I can give this to it for my personal being. Me. Like, if I was able to get good at it, then I would easily give it to that because, like, I love Marvel. I love video games. Why should I not love a Marvel video game? Alright. I think I've made my choice. The award for Best Online Game is going to Fall Guys. I love Fall Guys. Fall Guys is so fun. It's a platforming, like, it's a 3D platformer that's also competitive. Like, what? That's awesome, man. And you play you play these little bean dudes, and they have constant, like, crossovers with all kinds of different companies. Like, it's just so awesome. I love it. The other game that I was considering was Archipelago, but because that is reliant on different games in order for it to be fun, like, it's a different kind of way to experience those games, but it's heavily reliant on other games in order to make it fun. So I don't think I can give Best Online to it. Even if I have played an extended amount of those games on Archipelago. And it especially pains me because of how much they changed Kingdom Hearts between updates. So, to clarify what I mean by how much they changed it, so initially they made it so that you could play a mode on there where all you need to do is collect the postcards and drop them off in the mailbox. Once you get all 10 of them, then the game is over. But with a change in the last few months, they changed it so that you cannot do that. You have to, even if you just do that mode where you have to collect the postcards, all that does is unlock the final boss, so then you can finish the game. But, like, I don't want to fight the final boss every time. I just want to collect the stuff. I play Archipelago as a way to have, like, a little scavenger hunt throughout games. But if you take away the scavenger hunt part of it and make me fight the final boss every time, that's not gonna be as enjoyable for me. I'm sorry, but, like, it's not as. Especially because you have to fight, dang, Ansem 1, 2, and 3. Like, it's... If it was just one fight, then fine, sure, whatever. But you also have to go through heckin' Chernobog. Just makes it not as fun. I miss when it was just a scavenger hunt. Maybe I'll play through it a little more again and get into it, but man, that really soured my mood on it. There was a good while that I was trying to get into Kingdom Hearts 2 instead, because that does have a mode where all you need to do is collect the things and then boom, you're done. But it's not as fun in Archipelago as Kingdom Hearts 1 is. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 definitely feels more like a scavenger hunt, whereas Kingdom Hearts 2, not really. I don't know. Not as enjoyable for me. Anyways, thanks for coming to my Archipelago TED Talk. But yeah, anyways, Best Online goes to the Fall Guys because of all that and more. Alright. Next category is Best OST. If you've heard about my gushing about this game, you'll know that you'll just know what wins this already. But let's go through the nominations anyways. The nominations are Banjo-Tooie, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX, Songbird Symphony, Donkey Kong Country, I'll just say 1, 2, and 3, Just a To the Moon Beach episode. Shantae Risky Revolution. Expedition 33. Pumpkin Jack. And Pokemon Legends EA. I love this game. I loved this game so much, and the music was phenomenal. If you heard about the story behind the composer for this, like, they just got this dude off of SoundCloud. It's like, what? What kind of underdog story? Like, how many underdog stories do you have to have for this game for it to be, like, this well made while also having these crazy underdog stories? Anyways, the award goes to Expedition 33. I loved all of the music in all of these games. They were just so good. I loved it. I loved the music in all of these games. They were just so solid, so peak. Just fantastic music in all of them. Just hacking awesome. Expedition, I feel like Expedition wins out over all of them, though. Next category. Most rewarding end. Yeah. So the games in this category are Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, Banjo-Tooie, Ghost Runner, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Spider-Man 1, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3, just a To the Moon Beach episode, Shantae Risky Revolution, Expedition 33, Dredge, Batman Arkham Asylum, Pokemon Legends EA, and Pokemon Legends EA Mega Dimension. I need to get the other ending for this. But the ending that I got was really good. And it was super satisfying to play through this game and to finish it and to just play through this awesome, like, 50-hour game. I need to give it to Expedition 33. I know there's a bit of sweeping, but, like, it deserves a lot of these categories, man. So solid, so good. If you've seen my playthrough of this game, you'll know that I loved this game. It was just awesome, man. Man. So good. Heck, an amazing story. An amazing ending, too. Oh, boy. So, short but sweet. This is for games that are relatively short, but they're really good. I really like them. All right, the nominations for this game category are Celeste 64, Fragments of the Mountain, Undefeated, Ghost Runner, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Beautiful Joe, Pokemon Snap, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3, On Guard, just a To the Moon Beach episode, Shantae Risky Revolution, Dredge, Batman Arkham Asylum, Coffee Talk, and yeah, as I said, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, short but sweet. This is also one that's that's really hard to choose. Oh wait, I'm a fool. You know what? No. We'll save that for the end. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna save that for the end. If I can remember. Alright. Short but sweet. It's not going on Coffee Talk. Spoilers. Short but sweet. All of these games are short games, but they're all awesome. I had an amazing time playing through all of them. Now see, here's the thing though. Some of these games are longer than others. So I'm just gonna take a peek at how long I took with each of them. Because like some took longer than others. Let's see. Celeste was 1 stream. Undefeated was 1 stream. Ghost Runner was 3, yeah? Yeah, Ghost Runner... Oh, Ghost Runner was 4 streams, never mind. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX was 5 streams. Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe was also 4 streams. But that last stream was only 2 hours? Pokemon Snap was 1 stream. Spider-Man 1 was 1 stream. Spider-Man 3, that was 4, right? Yeah, that was 4 streams. Okay. Donkey Kong Country was 3. On Guard was 2. To the Moon was 1. Shantae, how many hours did I put into that game? It's a 3-hour playthrough, but how much time did I spend on it? We'll be in Metroidvania, yeah? Yeah. I spent 24 hours on that, good lord. But that was including all of the different runs that I did. But it is a short playthrough. Like, 3-ish hours? Donkey Kong Country was like 4 streams. Dredge. Dredge was 4. Batman was 4, right? Yeah, Batman was 4. Coffee Talk was 2. Donkey Kong Country was 4 as well. Dang. That didn't narrow it down at all. Okay. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. Alright. In my heart of hearts, I know what I must do. First off, I must move myself over here. And then I must move the award for Short and Sweet to Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. It's so good. I can't just not give it to Short and Sweet. Short but Sweet. Even though it already won the best 2D action category. All right. Next category is Silly Billy. I think here's good. Maybe not. All right. So Silly Billy the games that are in this category are Banjo-Tooie, Undefeated, Beautiful Joe, I Am Fish, Shantae Risky Revolution, Expedition 33, Helltaker, Pumpkin Jack, Coffee Talk, and Hylix. This is for the category. This category is for the game that made me laugh the most. As much as Expedition 33 was, it did have some funny moments. Like, it had some real funny moments. I don't think this wins that because there are some games on here that are sillier. And that game happens to be Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie is just so frickin' silly with all of its antics. It absolutely deserves that award. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Banjo-Tooie wins Silly Billy. It's just so silly. I can't just not give it to Banjo-Tooie. Even with all of these other silly games. It's the silly game. All right. Next category. Spooks and Scares. Ooh. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna choose for this. But, as a formality, the nominations are as follows. Spider-Man 3. It has some spooky elements. Expedition 33 also has some spooky elements, but it's... it does not have Spooks and Scares as a category. Like, it does not win. It has plenty of things that it is, but I don't think it wins this category. Boxes, Lost Fragments. It has elements, but it doesn't have it as a whole. Dredge, Batman Arkham Asylum, Buckshot Roulette, Power Wash Halloween Seasonal, and Pumpkin Jack. In my heart of hearts, as I am right now, the game that wins the Spooks and Scares category is Dredge. Dredge has so many scary things in it. Whether it's fish or, like, it has scary fish. Holy heck. It's just, all in all, just lots of Halloween stuff in it. Creepy people. The whole atmosphere of the entire game is definitely Halloween coded. And I'm really glad I played through that in October, because I don't think any other month would have fitted better. Alright, next one. Next category is Best Stream Game. Now, there are 2 pages for this. Now, these are all the games that I played on stream. These do not... these also include games that... that don't have a definitive end. And these are the best ones that I feel like I played this year. So, here are the categories. Or, here are the games in the categories. Celeste 64, Fragments of the Mountain, Banjo-Tooie, Ghost Runner. Let's move the award off there, just so there's no confusion. Ghost Runner, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Spider-Man, I'm gonna say that is Spider-May as a whole. Donkey Kong Country, I'm gonna say the same for that category, that game as well, because there are so many games in this category. Just a To the Moon Beach episode. Expedition 33, Dredge, Batman Arkham Asylum, Pokemon Legends ZA, Marvel Rivals, F-Zero 99, Archipelago, Fall Guys, the Bed Wars event that I was part of, Sea of Thieves, Splatawayne. Oh, whoops. Lethal Company, Portal 2 community testing, because I did play a bunch of that on stream. Pokemon shiny hunting, because I did a bunch of shiny hunting this year as well. Super Mario Maker 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise. And Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension. Had to throw that on at the end, because I just beat that last night. And so, the best stream game. Now, when I say best stream game, this means game that I both enjoyed the most, but also had a lot of viewership. So, like, people really enjoyed watching this game when I was playing through it. And I also really, really enjoyed it. But the people spoke with their views and viewership. The game that wins this category is Banjo-Tooie. That is my most viewed series on this, in this year. And I had an amazing time playing through Banjo-Tooie. I can't think of very many sections of that game that I just did not like. As much as I loved playing through Expedition 33 and playing it on stream, it did not have nearly as much viewership as Banjo-Tooie. However, that might change if people start looking up my playthrough of Expedition 33 because it won Game of the Year and because of all the shorts that have been coming out. But who knows? For now, it is Banjo-Tooie. That is the game that had the best viewership this year, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, Banjo-Tooie wins best stream game. Even if I really enjoyed all of the games. Like, I have to say, let's move the award off there. I have to say, this year has been probably one of the strongest years for games that I've played, like, in a very long time. Like, it's crazy. Alright, next category is Makes You Think. So this is for puzzle or games that just make you really, really test your abilities to, well, to think, to solve puzzles. There's one game on here that I feel deserves this because I did play a bunch of it. And it was... Oh, well, actually, hang on. Let's go over which games are in this category. Faraway Arctic Escape, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Shantae Risky Revolution, Expedition 33, Boxes Lost Fragments, Helltaker, Buckshot Roulette, Hylix, and Portal 2 Community Testing. That is basically just doing the fan-made maps that people have made that I play on stream. Now, the games that is definitely between is Link's Awakening and Portal 2. Those two are the ones that really tested my ability to solve puzzles and just problem solving in general. This one's a real tough one because they were both really puzzly. I'm gonna give it to Link's Awakening. It definitely made me think. It stumped me a good few times. And it was really fun as a puzzle game. I really, really, really liked it. It was fun. Even if it does have that text box issue that I've mentioned before. But I had a lot of fun playing through Link's Awakening. More fun than I thought I would. So, heck yeah. Alright. Next award is... getting down to the last few. Or the last couple. Bloody and Violent. Now, this is for games that are pretty violent. Really, really violent games. Oh boy, were these games violent. Now, Beautiful Joe didn't have really blood, but there was a lot of action that would maybe considered violent. Same with Spider-Man 3. Like, that last end scene for Spider-Man 3 with Venom, yikes. I'd say that's violent for sure. Alright. The games in this category are Undefeated, Ghost Runner, Beautiful Joe, Spider-Man 3, Expedition 33, Batman Arkham Asylum, Buckshot Roulette, Marvel Rivals, which that's not bloody, but it is definitely violent, Sea of Thieves, and Lethal Company. The game that wins the Bloody and Violent award you know what it goes to. Expedition 33. That game has so much violence. Lots of blood, too. Bloody and Violent definitely suits that game, I would say. And that does not negatively affect it, but it's definitely there. Alright. And that brings us to our final award. Game of the Year of the Year. Let's find another track that's more fitting for this. This work? Nah. No. Trying to find one that would be good. That could work. Okay. So these are some of my favorite games that I played through this year. Now, this is taking into consideration everything about the game. Between the gameplay, the story, the characters, the environments, how fun it is to explore them, how fun it is to use the various various mechanics of the game. The music, the acting, everything. Everything comes down to this. The games in this category are as follows. Banjo-Tooie, Ghost Runner, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Dredge, Batman Arkham Asylum, Pokemon Legends EA, surprisingly enough, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, and Pokemon Legends EA Mega Dimension. Taking into consideration everything about this game that I love, the world building, the characters, the mechanics, the various mechanics, whether it's in or outside of battle, whether it's puzzle solving, whether it's what have you. The character, the story, the music, everything that encompasses the game. Everything that makes this game a game. The game of the year is Expedition 33. Huzzah! I'm glad I finally got to use that. That is the game of the year, Expedition 33. I had such an amazing time playing through that. I definitely had an amazing time playing through it, and I don't feel like my experience would have changed that much whether I played on or off stream. But I had an amazing time playing through the game. It was an absolute blast. It was so good on so many different levels because of so many different things. It was the perfect storm for an amazing game. I have to say, it is probably my favorite game this year. In a year that I played such amazing games, such as Banjo-Tooie, and Donkey Kong Country 3, and Pokemon, and Batman. Dredge? Like, holy moly. What hard hitters. Hard hitters. Just well done to all of these games. Well done. I had to use it again because I set it up. But, like, this was an amazing year for so many different games. This is like one of my favorite lineups of games that I've played in a very long time. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to top it next year. But maybe that shouldn't be the goal. Maybe the goal shouldn't be trying to top everything. Maybe the goal should just be, just have fun. And honestly, I had fun with all of these games. They were awesome. They were just friggin' awesome as heck. Like, dang, dude. Like, I cannot think of any games that I feel like, out of this list, I don't think I can think of any games that I would just not have wanted to play. Like, even the games that I think were, like, mid, they weren't bad games. They were just mid in a year that was populated by so many amazing games. If I had not played Expedition 33 this year, this award probably would have gone to Banjo-Tooie. But Pokemon Legends ZA, holy moly, that was an awesome game. Still continues to be an awesome game because I'm not done with the side content. Heck. But yeah, that's the Ardiss Game Awards. We had a lot of really top tier games this year. Holy. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do next year to top this year though. Because like Donkey Kong Country games, Banjo-Tooie, a new Pokemon game, a Zelda game. Like, heck, dude. This was an amazing year for games. Alright. Well, that concludes the Ardiss Game Awards. Now we still have 45 minutes until midnight. I'm not sure that I can pad out the stream any longer. Like, we spent, like, what, 2 hours going over each of the game? Maybe not 2 hours. Maybe, like, an hour and 45 minutes? Maybe an hour and a half going through each of the games, just talking about them. I don't think I can do much more padding than that. Especially with not having much water left and constantly talking this entire stream. So, let's put the nominations and awards away. And let's see. Let's go to just chatting. Where is that? There we go. All right. I had a lot of fun playing, doing the Ardiss Game Awards. This has been a great tradition that I think I've been good about keeping up with. And I don't know how I can really improve on it, but if you can think of anything that could improve the experience, let me know. Please let me know. Because I am always looking for input on things like this. Like little events like this. And I had an awesome time putting this together and going through all of the games that I played this year. This was fun. In a year that I played so many amazing, incredible games, it's good to look over all of the games that I've played through this year and just have a little bit of a review on all of them. It was just fun. It was just plain fun. Which is one of the awards that I used to have that I kind of benched. But maybe I'll bring it back next year. As well as some new awards. Because, like, to be honest, the awards this year was kind of thrown together last second because I was like, okay, I'll just use the awards that I used last year. Because, like, it was kind of like a last minute thing, I'll be honest. But I think I'll put a little more effort into thinking about new awards to put out for next year. Because some of these games deserve more praise than they've been getting. And I want to give them attention. Especially with so many amazing games overshadowing them, like Expedition 33, that won like a bazillion awards from various different places. Well deserved, too. And yeah, I feel good about the games that I played this year. All right, I can't stall any longer. Anyone to raid into for the new year? And by the way, if you're in a time zone that is at the new year already, congrats, happy new year, welcome to 2026. I'm still trapped in 2025. I'm good moving on to 2026. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anywhere where I really want to raid into. Holy moly, they've been going for 13 hours? Jeez. Okay, well, I need to get more raid targets. Alright, well, I think that'll be enough for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for participating, for chatting in this Ardiss Game Awards that comes around once a year. And also, Happy New Year, Happy 2026, and I'll see you in the new year. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening, and a happy 2026. I'll see you in the new year. Oh boy. Now to think about stuff I need to be stressing about. Hooray! Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye!